If you're using Zoom with Google Calendar, there's some great tips that can make using it a little more easy. You want to add the Zoom Chrome extension. If you're not familiar with Chrome extensions, you can get to them through the menu here through settings, but you may have this puzzle piece that I realize now you can't see on my screen, where you would drop down a list of all the extensions that you have. There's a couple things you can do here. You can pin these, which will make them show up in your bar visibly. And if you don't pin them, you just won't see them, or they'll be in this little puzzle piece logo that you can scroll down and see all the ones you've got. But pinning them allows you to keep them more visible if it's something you need to click on frequently or use. I don't ever click on the Zoom scheduler except if I'm changing settings, but I'll show in a minute what it does. You can click on the 3 tabs over here for more actions. And this is really important because there are a lot of options here. So when you go into the options, you've got a number of things you can do. If you want to create a new meeting ID automatically when you create a Google invite, now this doesn't automatically add it, we'll cover that in a minute. Or if you want to use your personal meeting ID, meaning it's going to basically be the same link every time in that invite. Some people prefer to use their meeting ID a lot. I prefer to generate a unique Zoom link for calls that I have or recurring calls that I have. There's a couple of security features here. If you want to use generate automatically but still have waiting room where you have to admit them, you can do that. A couple other settings. Again, your automatic video settings. Is it off automatically when you start a video, or does it pop right on? Same for attendees or participants. Audio options, as well as a few other options here. You can also add an alternative host here automatically. So that again is going to be every time. So if you've got somebody at your company needs to be on all your meetings, you can do that. You can also check this box to specify the meetings, the scheduling choices each time. But these are my settings. This is what I use. Hopping back into the calendar, part of what this does is if you create a new calendar event, it will add this link of add video conferencing. You may have this for Google Meet automatically. That can be turned off or on by an admin. But if you drop this down now, you've got a couple of ways to do this. You can hit add Zoom meeting here, which will do that. And you can see here, you can also hit make it a Zoom meeting, and that will save it and add the Zoom meeting to it. But cool things you can do here, obviously title it how you want. If you want it to be a recurring meeting, if it's going to be a weekly meeting, you want the same link on that, if that's your settings. You could click here to make it recurring or anything to that effect. Obviously adding guests. You won't add a location typically if it's a Zoom meeting, but you can add a description or attachments as well. So when you do that, I'm just going to call it fake meeting. And then you can hit just save since you've already added the link, or make it a Zoom meeting. So now that is going to have the Zoom link in there. And of course, anyone on that invite as well will have that. But it's a really handy feature to be able to just create a meeting in Google Calendar, but attach a Zoom meeting to it straight away. But again, you're going to want the Zoom Chrome extension to be able to do this, and then to check your settings in that. I'll drop a link to that extension in the description, and I hope this is helpful.